everybody, welcome in. This is Carol with Crafty and Crazy. And today I'm going to be showing you two different types of pocket clusters that you can make with my kits. So first we're going to look at the different colors available. I designed some vintage style collage sheets with coordinating tags. So the first one, this is the pink. And it is a double-sided sheet. You get one double-sided sheet and a coordinating set of 5 tags with 1 large, 2 medium, and 2 small tags. The next color to look at, this is the tan or brown set. So that is what the sheet looks like and the coordinating tags. Also have a set in purple. Your little butterflies and flowers. And then that is the coordinating purple tags. Also have a blue version. So that is the blue paper with the coordinating blue tags. And we have green, the coordinating green tags. And then a red set with the coordinating red tags. So those are all the different colors of the kits that are available. Now we're going to hop into making 2 different types of clusters that you can make with these. I guess for the first one, we're going to use the red set. So for this one, we're going to start off. You will need something circular to trace, either that or a like compass that you use in math class. I'm going to use this paper bowl and grab a Sharpie. Put tags up here for now. And I'm going to trace around the bowl. Alright. That's our large circle, and then I'm also going to trace a smaller circle. For that, I'm going to use this roll of labels. Alright. We have the big circle and the little circle. And now I'm going to cut those out. And I'm going to cut inside the ones that I drew, that way I don't have any marker mark on them. Alright, so there's our bigger circle. And then we'll do the smaller one. Alright, and now we have a smaller circle. Alright, so we're going to start with the larger circle. And we are going to fold in towards the middle. And then we're going to crease these. Right. And then I'm going to fold this up to about there, leaving about an inch or inch and a half space. And you want to keep it lined up on the sides. I'm going to crease that at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to unfold this. And where these fold lines are on these flaps, we're going to cut that. And you want to try to cut as close to being right on the fold line as you can. And we're only going to cut up until this next fold line, so just like that. And then we're going to repeat on this side. Alright, there we have that. Now I'm going to take a moment to de-stress a little bit around the edges, and actually I might just distress it. Alright, I'm going to distress around these edges. Okay, I was trying to look for my darker brown. I think I'm going to use the darker brown. Just because it'll pop better on the colored paper. And use the walnut stain instead of vintage photo. Yeah, it's better. So I only distressed around here and the top, and then I am going to distress on the sides. Alright, so on this bottom part, we're going to pull out the flaps. We're going to fold this up, and we're now going to reverse the folds on these flaps. And then recrease that. Alright, so now that we have that reversed, now we're going to de-stress around this flap. And then also going to distress along the little flaps. Okay, and then also along the sides. And also along the bottom. Alright, so now we're going to start gluing. So on this, we're only going to glue along the bottom of the small little flaps. And make sure those line up along the bottom. Okay. And then up here, we are going to glue along the large flaps, just the bottom. Okay, and then on this, we are just going to glue right along here where the bottom part comes up over the top part. And we're just going to push that down. You don't want to get it in the middle because that would close your top pocket. Alright, so there we have the start of our little cluster, and you could stop here if you wanted. You have a big pocket up here, and then a couple little pocket tuck spots, but we're going to take it one step further with the smaller one, and we're going to repeat the process. So we are going to kind of like a flower there to show a little bit. So we're going to bring in the sides. And then we're going to pull this up and make sure your sides match up. Okay, and we're going to unfold and cut in on those two side flaps along our fold line. And there we go. So it looks similar to what the large one looked like, and then now we're going to de-stress the same areas we did before. So along this top part, along the outsides of the flap, the top, and on our sides. Okay. And then the bottom part, we're going to fold that up and reverse the folds on the flaps, the little ones. There we go. And then we're going to de-stress the top. And the tops of the little flaps. And then also on the sides and the bottom. Okay, and we're going to glue this in the same manner. So we're going to glue only along the bottoms of the small flaps. And make sure those bottom lines line up. Okay. And then up here, I'm going to glue at the bottom of the large flaps. Ooh. I'll fold it over. Okay. Okay, and we have those two sides in. We're going to glue only where the bottom meets the large flaps at the top. Making sure we don't get any glue in that middle portion. And push that down really well. Make sure we don't get any glue in there. There we go. So now we are going to add our small pockets to our large pockets. And I'm just going to put glue only along this bottom. And I'm going to place that and make sure to center it. And then while I'm pinching that for a moment, I am going to glue just a little bit right here on either side before it comes up to meet the top of that flap on either side. Alright. Push that down really well. And then we're going to make sure we didn't glue anything shut. Looks like it's all good. Alright, so now we have that part done. Let's cut out our tags. Start with the big one. I'm going to try to keep the borders on because I like the contrast between the lighter and the darker reds, but if you can't, it's fine because I am going to distress them as well. Alright, so I got that one out. Alright, tag number 2. I probably should have used my smaller scissors for this one. It'll be okay. Tag number 3. Number 4. And one more. Use my smaller scissors for the little wiggly tag. go, tag number 5. And we're going to just stress around these. Oops, I'll just stress a little on the back as well. Now the tags are not double-sided in case you want to use them as journaling spots. If you put this pocket cluster in a journal. You can also make a good gift for the holidays. You can write little sweet messages to people on the back and give them the pocket cluster as a little gift. All right, 2 more to go. All right, and now for the big tag. All right. Now, of course, you can find trim that matches this color scheme and add all the cute little trims on there to look really cute. Okay. Ladybug in the front. Tilt that that way. And a little butterfly on that one. And we'll do it the opposite. There we go. So there we have it. There is the red pocket cluster in the first version. Alright, so now that we have that one done, I'm going to move this one over here and I'm going to show you guys how to do the other type of pocket cluster. I'm going to use the blue kit on this one. Stick that right up there. Alright, so for this one, you are going to start by turning this to the side. We're going to fold up. And I try to leave about an inch or so as the gap here. And you want to try to make it as parallel to the side of your sheet as you can. You can be exact and measure, but I don't think it's that necessary. Okay. I'm going to turn this so that it's both points are facing up. And then we're going to fold this over, and I try to keep it the same, whatever distance you put here. I try to put about the same here so that it looks nice and even. And you want to line up with that bottom so that it's nice and even there. Okay, so now you're going to take the other side And I try to fold over to where this double fold starts down here. It's okay if that point gets folded over. And then you want to also line up with this. And however far you do go, just make sure you don't go past the edge, because we are going to tuck that inside and you want it to fit really easily. All right, so now we are going to pull up on this, and that tucks right on in there. There we go. And you can leave it like that if you would like. I do usually add some glue down here in the bottom to hold it shut, but I also am going to reopen it and distress it real quick. Just so that I can distress where my little exposed edges are. And then I'm also going to distress around the sides. All right. I can retuck that part in. And then I'm just going to put a line down here at the bottom. Just to make sure that stays nice and folded up. All right, so there's our little pocket. And now we're going to cut out our tags real quick. I'm going to try to keep the borders on because I like the different shades of blue going on. smaller scissors so I can be a little more cautious around my curvy parts. Almost done. Alright. So now we've got the tags cut out. Go ahead and go around them in distress. And that'll also help if you have any white space around where you cut them out. And I'm stressing both sides that way in case, like I said with the other one, in case you want to use it as journaling space or in case you're giving this tag cluster as a gift to somebody. You can use the back side to write some cute messages to them, cute little phrases. Also maybe add stickers on the back or whatever you would like to do on there. Right, and then just the large one left. Alright. So now we can tuck these tags on in. There you go. And that is how you make the second tag cluster type. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like this. And feel free to find my other demos on YouTube and give them a watch.